If your mudroom looks anything like mine, then you definitely need to build this shoe rack. Ours was an absolute mess, and we were able to get it cleaned up with this super stylish, super modern looking shoe rack inspired by another YouTuber, Woodshop Diaries. Here's how I built it. I started off by measuring and then cutting to length the 2x4s that I was using for this project. Now, I just decided to use these 2x4s since I already had them laying around at home. In each of my videos, I like to share some scripture, and I hope that you find this verse encouraging. Next, I use my table saw to cut off some of the curved edges on the 2x4s and help make them nice and straight. I then cut my 2x4s in half, making them essentially a 2x2. After everything was cut down on the table saw, I moved over to the miter saw and put together a little temporary stop block. And I used this stop block to make some easy repeated cuts. And I made a little video on how I set up this quick stop block that I will be sure to link in the description. And you can see it's definitely worth the legwork to set this up because I was able to fly through these cuts and knock them out in probably less than a minute total. Next, I used some leftover 2x6s that I had and went ahead and cut the curved sides off of these as well to try to put these together to glue up, and that's going to serve as the bench seat for the shoe rack. And you can see here I ended up having a pretty significant gap in the middle, but then it was flush at the top, so I needed to do a little table saw jointer hack type thing. So I just went ahead and taped this to a level, and I also made a video on how to do this. But basically you just tape it to a level or another straight edge, and then you can use that straight edge against the fence of the table saw, and that'll help you get a nice, perfectly straight 90-degree angle side, and it worked out pretty well. I was able to glue these up without any gap. Next, I got the 2x6s all lined up inside of my clamps, and then you'll see I added some glue and glued these together. Now in this glue up, I made a big mistake, and that was the way that I cleaned the glue off. You'll see here that I kind of smeared some of that glue on the seams, and later on I didn't sand that off quite well enough, and it ended up causing some issues when I applied the stain. So definitely be careful to avoid that. Or if you do happen to make the same mistake, make sure you sand it down really, really well. Next, I set up a straight edge to kind of use as a track here, and I cut a nice perfect straight end. And for the really fun part, sanding all the small pieces. I won't bore you guys with the details and make you watch 2 hours of me sanding, but this was definitely the most time-consuming part, but it's important to get a really good finish. After I had everything sanded down, I used my little homemade pocket hole jig. I used that to drill some pocket holes, and then I assembled 2 little frames, one for each end, using the pocket holes, and then you'll see I connected those together with the longer pieces. And here is how it looked once I had everything assembled with the pocket holes. Now it's time to apply some finish. So I started off by using a Watco Danish oil to apply to both the top and to the slats. And I ended up losing some of the footage that I had, but I ended up having some issues with the glue up and the seams, like I mentioned earlier. So I actually ended up having to sand this off completely and start over for the top. So that was really time consuming, but definitely a lesson learned. And then my wife and son helped me to paint the rest of the frame black. And this was just using some regular black paint from the store. And I think the frame turned out really nice. Here's the painted product of the frame. And then here is the top after I sanded and then recoated it with that same Danish oil. And I think they both turned out really nice and have a nice contrast. And here I'm just measuring out and spacing the slats to make sure they're evenly spaced. And I used my Ryobi finish nailer to just go ahead and get those nailed into place. I did run into some issues where my nails weren't driving quite deep enough, so I just went ahead and used a nail punch and got those countersunk. And now for the final step, I'm going to be securing the top. I used these fender washers and some pocket hole screws, just since those are the screws I had laying around. And I used these and drilled slightly larger holes just to account for any wood movement that may occur. So this will allow the wood to kind of slide and shift inside those slots without causing it to bend or warp. After everything was lined up, I went ahead and used my impact driver to drive in these screws, and I kept them just a little bit loose just to account for that wood movement and so that it wouldn't be too tight for the wood to shift. And here it is, the final product. I am really happy with how this turned out. It's definitely gotten our mudroom much more organized. And I think that the black and the contrast with the Danish oil was a really nice touch as well. So big shout out to Woodshop Diaries, who, like I said, this whole project was really inspired by what she put together, and I'll make sure to link in the description to both her video and her plans. So thank you so much for the plans, and I hope that this is an inspiration for anybody else looking to take on a DIY project. It can definitely be intimidating, but I encourage you to give it your best shot. I think it'll definitely be worth it. And here you can see it, a nice new home for our shoes. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please make sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel for more similar content in the future. Thanks for watching.